I will stand, but I will stand taller. In fact, I will stand my tallest. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests, please sit up as straight as you can. I will explain why. Sit up straight, please. The reason I started my speech by standing, and then standing taller, then standing tallest, is because when we are inspired by somebody, we tend to stand tall, firm, erect, confident, like we can accomplish anything in the world. Today, the purpose of my speech is to give a special toast to one person who is most deserving, inspiring, and dedicated to all of us. If you're a guest, you will find out really soon if you become a member exactly who I'm talking about and why. The person that I'm giving a toast today is no other than our president, David Grabar. I have a really easy task to do today, because all I have to do is talk about 5 qualities about David and why he deserves this award. And it's quite simple because I can think of 50. I just had to pick the top 5. I will start with the letter P. Passion. You won't know this unless you're on the board, but David sends constant messages all the time to all of us. Text messages, WhatsApp messages, emails. In fact, if you put an email alert on David's emails, you will get one almost 3 an hour, even at 3 o'clock in the morning. That is passion. If you love someone, say a child, you think about them constantly. You worry about their well-being. David thinks of us, not necessarily as your children, I don't know, but he thinks of us all the time. He thinks about this club. I have not been a member for 2 years, but for the last 6-7 months I've been here, I can simply say that without David's passion, it would not be here the way it is. Next word starts with the letter R. Rich. I'm going to ask David how much money he has in his wallet later. But I can certainly say that David is rich in knowledge. As a professional in public relations, he not only knows how to speak, but speak in such a manner that conveys the message appropriately and in a timely fashion for the audiences to know. He's constant about our timing, making sure that we get our message across, concisely, prudently. And he's always concise about making sure our meetings run on time and end on time. That's true professionalism in my mind. I. Intelligence. They say that we are often judged and unfortunately stereotyped, oftentimes by the way we dress, by the way we look. But more importantly, and the only defense that we have against a negative stereotype or appearance or perception is by the way we speak. You see, on the subway, when we're all riding it, people can have any perception of us, that we're lazy. But we're not lazy. We just work 30 hours and we're tired. They might think that we're stupid because we're inarticulate. But the truth is we're actually learning our 2nd or 3rd language. But the way we speak conveys so much about us, and David's intelligence allows us all to grow. He improves himself, because as a leader, you improve yourself, you can improve others. M. Might. That is ruling by an iron fist. It hurts, physically and emotionally. We might have had an authoritarian leader before who rules by intimidation, who rules by fear, but I can say that David does not do any of that. In fact, he rules out of cooperation and friendliness. It's quite hard, because I can say that all of us can agree that sometimes we just want to lay back and be lazy. We might be lazy at work. And just raise your hand if you've ever been lazy at work before. Come on, raise both hands. And on top of that, after being lazy at work, we want to come to Toastmasters and be through another meeting? It's tough. But David makes sure that we do it, never yelling, never compromising our dignity, and always just making sure that if something ever goes wrong, I don't know how he does it, but he blames himself. Or at least he takes credit for it, for something not running. There's so many bosses out there who will throw someone under the bus. There are so many coworkers there that will point the finger at someone else. Like an octopus, 8 fingers. David has never done that to me or anyone that I know about. And lastly, the letter E. Expertise, experience, enthusiasm, You name it. David has all of those. It takes experience to run a club, but it also takes enthusiasm. And most important, if you do enough of that, with enthusiasm and experience, you have expertise. David is an expert, not only in Toastmasters, but I would say in life, with everything that he's accomplished. Now, why did I pick these words that start with P-R-I-M-E? Because a leader is someone who inspires not everyone, but the individual. My public speaking company is Speak at Your Prime, P-R-I-M-E, for the passion, for the richness, for the intelligence, for the might, for the expertise, for the experience. David has all of those. He makes me want to run my company better to help other people speak at their prime. Because if you're at your prime, you're at your best, always. David, I present to you an award. This is a family heirloom of binoculars. And the reason I give this to you, protective case, is because you have the foresight to take us into the future, but yet you have the vision to adjust accordingly to make sure each and every one of our members gets the best individualized care possible. I mean this speech from the sincerity of my heart, because I've been in Toastmasters for a long time, and I can say that David is a true president, a true leader, and a fine individual. Can we all give a round of applause and perhaps an ovation for David? Mr. Toastmaster, which is myself, but Mr. Toastmaster. All right.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
It's a big honor. Here it is. Thank you.